Hey everyone, welcome back. We are here in the Ecro Chasing Frankfurt race. It's a classic, and we are on Surrey Hills. My avatar's all over the shop there. I'm in my national champions kit, so things are good. It's a custom Surrey Hills route. It's 38k, as you can see in the middle. So basically, we don't do the final climb. The first 3 or 4 minutes leading into Fox Hill was very easy, so I just sat in the wheels and bided my time. I was keen for a solid hit out, hopefully a bit of a breakaway on this route. As you can see, 186 watts average for the first 3 minutes. So nice and comfortable stuff there. I felt really good in the warm up today. So I lost my patience when the pace felt very easy going into the start of Fox Hill. And I just thought I'd turn the screw a little bit to see what would happen, which I'll show you in a second. So here we go up into Fox, just getting up into like a steady, sustainable rhythm to see what would happen. And I quickly realised that the situation for our team, the Rainbow Chasers, powered by Mackay Cycles, was very, very optimal. So from us today, we've got myself, we've got Alexis Larocque, we've got Gatesy, and we've got David Amato. So the four of us up there in the top six, as things are already starting to split up. And also of note, Niall is here. He loves his climbing, so he was keen to help push the pace as well in this early section. And it was important here. We have a 4 second gap on Josiah. So a really, really strong rider that really should be in this group. So I push on the pedals here and try and match what he's doing because I can see he's out of the draft. And if we've got four guys in six, and if we can somehow descend away, it's going to make it really difficult for a really strong rider like Boda to get back there. So I'm kind of keeping the tempo hard, even though I know that the boys are probably stinging a bit. So it's that balance between trying to keep that gap at 2 seconds and try not to burn out the other boys because it's such a great scenario here for us. You can see the three rainbow jerseys plus mine. Niles, obviously, pretty well aligned with us too. And Matheson, if that's how you pronounce it, very strong rider, one of the Danish national team riders, and a very punchy rider. So the scenario is good. And this is incredible. This is the winning move of the day. Just watch this heading down into the descent again. He hasn't quite caught on, and so I just keep the pace high. Get into a brief super tuck for like 3 or 4 seconds. Literally, as I'm typing to the guys, I've got a gap, and it's essentially the numbers game. I'm not even doing many watts, like 260 watts there for a second, and because I've got so many teammates in this lead split, I'm able to open up a bit of a gap. And I kind of realize here, and I start to push on with it because now there's only Josiah's in the group, but he's had to work hard. There's only a few guys that are going to chase this. So I took my opportunity and I continue on with it. And I hope that if I pushed on this flatter section on the top of box, that I might be able to get enough of a gap that they don't catch me with the old sprint super tuck. And especially given most of them are my teammates, they're probably not going to be doing that. So, um, and it worked out. And Gatesy says here, 10 minutes into the race, GG. So, wow, yeah, we'll take that. And from here, it was a good scenario for the boys. There was one moment where I really have to kind of keep the pace honest in a moment as we get to the bottom. The guys decided to try and right here as we kick up again. They kick up into about 8 watts a kilo for a bit, and I know here if I can sustain a steady high tempo but just enough to take the motivation out of them, then this race is in my favor because the section leading up to this Leith Hill KOM, it's very draggy. No one wants to be on the front, especially when I've got so many teammates there. And they gave me a nice minute or so heading into the KOM. So heading up the top here, unfortunately for the Rainbow Chasers, Niall has shown his strength on the climb and he's got a bit of a gap. So instead of hopefully being 1, 2, 3, 4, it's probably not going to be that way. But the boys, they're going to finish it off very well anyway. Heading into Box Hill, I'm just trying to keep it steady around 6 watts a kilo, just a bit over, which you can see the graph down the bottom there. We're pretty steady in these efforts. And I then head into the final climb up Keith Hill, basically riding to the terrain. So you can see the graph there on the red part. So I'm kind of heading into close to 400 watts. And then I'm just easing off a bit into the orange sections, more around that 350 type mark. But still put in a 9:15 Keith Hill, which is a pretty quick time given the climbs in the legs already. You can see again on the red section up over 400 watts. And the gap is extending out to about 3 minutes. So pretty cruisy to the finish now. A lot of downhill. So we'll get into the old super tack action for a little bit. And we come into the line, didn't really ease off at all there, with a really nice win. Great training stimulus. There's the numbers. Zwift Power results. The boys finished fourth, fifth, and sixth, so they all took out the bunch sprint in the end, which is spot on. There's the graph. So a nice spicy one. Good training stimulus. And it's always good to be back part of the Ecro series. It's a great series and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.